going to demonstrate nail trimming. The best time to start with nail trimming with your dog is when they're a young puppy. So young puppies don't necessarily have a negative experience associated with nail trims, so it makes it a little bit easier to teach them how to accept the nail trims in a happy way. So the negative part about puppies is they're squiggly, and a lot of them don't like to be restrained. So we're gonna have to work through that. If you are fortunate enough to have extra people, you could use a helper to hasten this training along by offering treats. If you're just one person, Hermione, if you're just one person like me today, then you're gonna need to get some extra hands. And the way we're gonna do that is by changing up how we treat our dog, okay? So I have a bag of her kibble. She does not have a negative experience with nail trims, and I think she'll be fine with just kibble. If your dog already has sensitivity to nail trim, if they're anxious or if they're fearful, then you're going to need a treat that's going to be stronger than that fear or anxiety. So you may have to get something a little bit yummier than their regular kibble. But do keep in mind that anything that we use to treat is part of their daily calorie count. And so, especially if we're watching our waistline, we need to make sure that we take that away then from their regular meals. All right, so when we're first starting to work with our dog and their nail trims, we want to get them used to us handling their feet. So I'm going to arm myself with some of Hermione's kibble here. And as she lets me handle her feet, she's going to get treats. Once I stop handling her foot, the treat goes away. If she gets resistant or nervous of me handling her foot, then I'm going to stop. We're going to go back and start a little bit slower, okay? So we're going to see what she does. Going to hold my hand out. She's going to put her paw in my hand because she's learned that already. And I'm just going to spend some time rubbing her toes and handling her feet. Treats go away. I stop touching. Put my hand out. She puts her paw in my hand. She starts getting some treats. I have a handful of treats, but I'm basically holding on to them. She gets one every once in a while. So I'm handling this foot, rubbing her toes. Treats are gone. I stop. Ask for her hand again. Come here. Ask for a hand again. She gives me a hand. I start offering her some treats. Now this is the different paw, so you have to treat them as two separate beings. What works for one paw may not work for the other, so we're going to do the same thing times 4 since we have 4 feet. So the paw goes down, the treats go away. All right. Ask for the paw. Good girl. We're going to hold the paw, we're going to offer treats. When she's comfortable with that, then we can move forward into introducing clippers. Clippers come in all shapes and sizes. I have a large pair here that we'll use when Hermione is an adult. It's like a scissor, it just snaps. It does make some noise. When the clipper clips the nail, there's a clicking sound, and some dogs are sensitive to the noise, not necessarily to the feeling of the clippers. I also have a little tiny pair of clippers. These are for cats or for puppies. This is what I'm going to use with Hermione today because her nails are quite small, but when she gets bigger, we're going to use the big one. All right, so we can lay these clippers out here, let Hermione check them out. We can put some treats around them so that she doesn't get uncomfortable with this new object presented to her. We can make some noise with the clippers, offer treats, make some noise with the clippers and offer treats. She doesn't seem to be bothered, so we can move forward. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to introduce holding the paw and rubbing the clippers so that she associates the clippers with her paw. Now this is going to be a little more difficult because, again, I'm only one person and I only have 2 hands. So we'll see how this works. So we've got some treats. I'm going to use the little clippers here. Here, baby. So we're going to ask for a paw. Here. Good. We're going to offer treats. I'm going to rub the clippers in her paw. Yeah, that's a good girl. She doesn't seem to be bothered by this. Now, if you're one person, there is a secret weapon, and that secret weapon is called a licky mat. So you can invest in one of these bad boys. This licky mat has little nubbies. They come in all shapes and sizes, but they're mostly made of silicone. You can put on there anything that's spreadable. So peanut butter, cream cheese, puppy food. You could wet their kibble and squish it on there. But anything that the puppy's gonna like. Just remember, this is part of their daily calorie count, so we can't trim our nails 10 times a day, or we might end up with a pudgy puppy. But what this is going to offer me is an extra set of hands, so that I can put this down. She's gonna be worried about eating the treats, and then I can handle her feet with my 2 hands. So let's see how this works. So we're gonna put this down, and she's gonna start licking. I'm gonna pick up a foot. Good job. While she licks, I'm just gonna handle this foot. She doesn't seem to be bothered. If she stopped licking when I picked up her foot, we need to go back a little bit. She's not comfortable with that. If she pulled her foot away, then we have to go back a little bit. She's not comfortable with that. So we're gonna go back to the treating and handling. But she's pretty good about this. So I'm gonna handle her foot while she's licking that peanut butter. We're gonna find a nail. We're gonna take our little trimmers, and we're just gonna trim the ends off of her nails. Now, she's not even responding to that, doesn't even notice. If she did respond to one nail, then we're gonna go back again. She's not quite ready for us to continue on. But Hermione's doing well. She's worried about the peanut butter. We're gonna continue on. So we're gonna do a second nail and a third nail. Now, puppies' toenails grow very fast. It is not unusual to need to trim them even once a week when they're really little, because they get the little hooks. Her nails were trimmed not too long ago, so there's not much on there, all right? But we just did a whole foot. She didn't really notice. So when you're finished, you pick up the treat, okay? We only get the treat if we're handling the nail. But she did pretty well, so we'll see if she can turn around here. Hermione, come here. Can you come this way? Can you turn around here? All right, so we're gonna turn her around here. We're gonna work on this foot. So again, I'm holding the foot. We're just gonna trim her nails up a little bit. Now, Hermione is standing. So there's gonna come a time where she might get tired of standing. She's actually doing really well standing. Depending on the dog, they may be more comfortable like this. If you have a dog that's fairly shy or a little bit fearful, laying down is a pretty vulnerable position, and standing might make them a little more comfortable. So that was 2 feet done. We still have peanut butter on here. We can move on to the hind feet, but I think you get the point. We treat when we handle the feet. If you're only one person, you can get a licky mat. If you don't want to spend the money on a licky mat, you could smear some peanut butter on a plate and just lay that down here. If your dog likes to stand, you could smear some peanut butter on the fridge or on the oven door, on the glass, anywhere that's easily cleaned, so that they can stand and lick. So whatever makes your dog the most comfortable. Remember to keep it positive, and you don't have to do every foot in one sitting. You can do one toe, that can be a success. You can do one foot, and that can be a success. And remember, the more fearful or the more anxious your dog already is about a nail trim, the better and higher quality the treat is going to need to be. Okay? So have fun with your pet. We're gonna do some more nail trimming.